Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And if you missed my live stream summons for Masayuki and Rimuru, I promise you, you will have the most fun you will ever have watching me actually commit suicide on stream. So, if you didn't watch it, you should go back and watch it, and then you all can giggle at how stupid I am and how much pain I am currently feeling right now. But I'm gonna smile through it because that's what we have to do as a content creator on a gotcha game. Anyways, with that out of the way, Masayuki and Rimuru are here, and they have a banner, and they are characters, and that's pretty much all I can say. We have the two free multis that you can get from the shop that you get by grinding the event and the currency, so make sure to do that. Those are your multis. If you have the monthly pass, you have Koban as well, so you can have up to 5 free multis on the banner if you are, again, paying for the monthly pass. But is it worth it to summon for this new Masayuki and the new Rimuru? And I would pretty much just say no. And that's not because I got horribly shafted and I'm an idiot. This is after doing the testing and after figuring out exactly how Masayuki's new Inspire, quote-unquote, gimmick works. I really don't. I don't really see it going too well for you. So if we look at the actual banner itself, it does have EX characters. It has the new Rimuru, the new Masayuki. It has Tempest Elite Fire Rimuru, single target DPS. It has the Light Masked Hero from over a year ago, and then it also has the Wind EX Shizu, also came on the same banner as that Light Hero from over a year ago. And I gotta say, Shizu and Masked Hero are no good at this point. They're dead in the water. Masked Hero is a single alt swapper to green. She's got the orb buff. That's cool and all. We don't use her. Shizu is like a buffing, stacking character for Fount of Wisdom and World of Fantasy. Two teams that are not heavily used as primary DPSs at this point. Certainly, Albus and Rimuru from Fount of Wisdom are used as supports, but we don't care about their damage. We care about them giving other people damage. So we don't need to give them damage with Shizu to begin with. So these two characters are super old and not great. Tempest Elite Rimuru is a single target DPS character who is already kind of out of the game, right? DPS characters always fall off faster than supports unless they have some other way to support other teams. This Rimuru does not give you that. He is not a good character. He's useful only for Jubilee single target battles at this point. His beatdown battle, which is currently live, right? We currently have the Tempest Elite beatdown battle. It's an AoE beatdown battle, so Rimuru is not overly powerful here either. So you're going to kill one of these guys, that's great. Okay, cool. So the featured EX characters are not really worth it. If they had put Elmisia and Commander Hinata in the banner, it would be much higher value, but still not great. And then we've got a bunch of old 5 stars that are also featured. Space Masked Hero, Water Alice, Light Hinata, Harmonizer Rimuru, and then the OG Fire Shizu. Like, aside from the Masked Hero, who's still a good unit, but they're all horribly old. Horribly old. Shizu and Rimuru are OG release banner units. Hinata came 4 months later, and Alice came 3 months later. And then the Masked Hero was the half anniversary. We're now almost up to the 3rd anniversary. So this banner just does not have a lot of value for players who are looking for a good team. These are horribly old and very gimmicky. Now, as for Masayuki and Rimuru, what do they do in general? In case you haven't watched any of the new videos and stuff of my coverage, we'll give you a very quick overview. Where is... He has a dupe, that's right, because I'm an idiot. Where is he? Here he is. Okay, so Rimuru is pretty simple. He is an AoE ult, lowers physical resistance. His first skill is a guaranteed crit for everybody, and then his own ult damage buff for 150%, which is pretty big. It's only for him, though. Guaranteed crits by themselves, they're like, okay, cool, whatever. We have a lot of other characters that can do that at this point in time. EX Guy gives it to all physical allies. Protector Shion, Protector Frey, the Masked Hero, Fire Milim. There's a lot of characters that give guaranteed crits, and that's it. And that's his only support for the rest of the team. Again, this buff is only for himself. And then his second skill is a single orb change. It'll change either a blue or an orange to a green. It's only one orb. So it works the same way that Ogre's Pride Soe's does, is that it'll change any color to whatever color you need, but his is only a single orb change, so it's not nearly as good. But he also does stack Weakness Strike on himself every time you use that single orb change. So he's got two things that are selfish, Alt Buff and Weakness Strike. He's got a single orb change, and he's got a guaranteed crit for all allies. This is not what I would call a high-value character for other teams. Right? I'm not going to put him on the Ogre's Pride team and be like, all right, he's working. He's giving us maximum benefit. No, he's giving us very little benefit to other teams. So I don't think he has very good value. He is just an AoE DPS that will age out fairly quickly, unfortunately. His Valor trait seals defense skills. Okay, cool. His actual trait, if you send 6 greens, he lowers enemy defense, which also, cool, I guess. And then he gets extra stats with Geld. So, okay. Rimuru is really not that impressive as far as future-proofing himself for future teams. Protector Masayuki, his gimmick is weird, so you're going to have to bear with me on this explanation, because it's an explanation. So first off, he gives Protectors of Peace extra damage against fire enemies. He gives physical allies stats, and then, just like every other stacking protector we've received in the past year, every turn you get a 50% or 50 SP cap increase to your skill points. So turn 1, you're capped at 100, turn 2, 150, turn 3 is 200, so forth and so forth, up by 50 every single time. Now, his skill. We'll talk about the other stuff first. He has the Primal Demon Violet gimmick, where you can use skills an unlimited number of times when you activate him. So for Primal Demon Violet, that worked well because Space Blanc had 0 cost skills, and you could use them over and over and over and over and over to really juice her damage up in a single turn. Or you could orb change with the same unit multiple times in one turn. So it's a gimmick, for sure, but now it's not the only gimmick for the Protector, which gives it a little bit more value. And then he also lowers skill cost of the frontline units, like First Anniversary of Eldora, like Overlord Rimuru, kind of like Vengeance Velzard, but she does it to everybody, not just the front line. But he does lower the cost of skills. What he does not do is give you extra skill points on greens, like other stacking protectors would. Like Ogre's Pride Benimaru gave you extra points on blues. Overlord Rimuru gave you extra points on greens, and that really helps. No, they took that skill and put it into the free-to-play Geld. So you need to run him in case to get maximum skill points every turn. So he's got a gimmick for unlimited use of skills. He's got a gimmick for lowering your skill cost and resetting every single turn that you use him. Now, his primary gimmick, and this is where you're really going to have to pay attention and listen. He puts a new status effect on all physical allies, which is called Inspire. So every time you attack 3 times in one turn, you get a 4% attack buff at the end of your turn. So if you were to use Masayuki and you would have 6 green orbs and you send all 6 greens, at the end of that turn, your units would get an 8% attack buff because you've attacked 3 times twice. 3 orbs and 3 orbs equals 6, and every 3 times you get a 4% buff, which means you get an 8% attack buff for that turn. Alright, it's very weird. Maybe I'll put up some gameplay here to kind of give you an example, that way you have something to look at. 8% in one turn is not very impressive, right? We have protectors that stack 12% attack. We have Protector Overlord Rimuru does 10% element damage. We have 100% pierce power on turn 8, right? 10% ult damage from Ogre's Pride Benimaru. So 4%, 8%, for one turn of 6 orbs does not sound very enticing. And it applies at the end of the turn, just like Maribel did with her weakness strike. You don't immediately get those new attack stats. You have to wait until your attack is done and the enemy's attack is done. And then you get the buff. So, cool. That's not really... I don't really like that whole after the end of the turn is over buff. I want immediate damage. I like immediate stuff. If I use a skill, I want it to activate now. And this allows you to get up to 40% extra attack every single turn. But that means that you have to hit the enemy 30 times. 30 times you have to hit the enemy in one turn to actually get this 40% attack buff per turn. Which is technically doable because you can combine the AoE multi-hit orbs AoE orbs from the Wind Masked Hero. And we have a 3-person beatdown battle, so each orb hits 3 times. So 3 times 6, that's 18. So that is 24% attack just from that. But it's 24. You're not at 40 yet. But then if you combine the AoE orbs with, say, Commander Hinata's multi-hit orbs on blue, that's another 3 hits per orb. Which means you're actually going to be at, what, 36... Yeah, 36 attacks in one turn, which would then get you to that 40. But that's not very viable, because you have to have the Masked Hero, and you have to have Hinata. You need to have Masked Hero orbs, and you need to have blue orbs. None of these things is what Masayuki's team wants. So, if you want to use Masayuki at max power, you're going to have to wait for whatever units come in the future to somehow magically give you 30 attacks in one turn. Which I can't even wrap my brain around right now. Like, I don't know how they're going to do that. So in order to use Masayuki at full power, you need to pull other characters that are not on his banner, which immediately devalues him even more. So I know this is very confusing. It's the first time we've seen a skill like this. I'm still a little bit confused, and I'm confused as to how they're going to actually make it work in the future. So between his banner not having a lot of value, the battle character Rimuru not having a lot of good value outside of his one team and him being a nuker, and Masayuki being very gimmicky and going to be absolutely dependent on a future unit on a separate banner, of a single unit featured banner, just leads to the idea that you shouldn't summon on this banner. We are 2 months away, literally 2 months, August, September, October 28th or 29th, around here. That is the 3rd anniversary. That is the triple featured unit banner that everyone should be saving for. You should not be summoning on weird, gimmicky, low-value banners like this. So, do not summon. If you summon, you're an idiot. Or you're a whale. Of which case, you're already an idiot, because you spend a fuck ton of money on a gacha game. Sorry. I'm in there too, don't worry. I'm not exempting myself from the idiot status. I'm a double idiot. But if you're a free-to-play player, if you're a new player, don't summon on this. It's not going to give you a lot of value, and you can't even use the team properly to its fullest extent unless you pull in the future for another banner unit, or even 2, because they might make them all work together, and then you got to summon on 3 banners, and you have no crystals for that anyways. So no, do not summon on this banner. If you, in chat in October, tell me that you have no crystals for the 3rd anniversary, and I ask you why, and it's because you summoned for the Protector of Peace meta, I'm going to call you an idiot. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. And the rest of my chat is also going to call you an idiot. So you might as well save yourself the embarrassment and pain and just listen to me and not summon on this terrible banner with these weird gimmicky units and terrible featured EX characters. Okay? I hope that's as clear as day to you. But if you are a whale, how did your summons go? Let me know in the comments. And if you are not a whale, don't comment, don't tell me you summoned, because I'm going to call you an idiot. If you tell me that you summoned in this banner, and I know for sure that you're not an existing whale, I'm going to call you an idiot. And that's going to be my response to your comment, is idiot. You're an idiot. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy. I'll start working on the showcases later tonight or tomorrow morning. But But yeah, I'll see you guys later. And also watch the live stream of Summons if you want to giggle a little bit about me being an idiot.